Think I'm ready. Yo, 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 what's going on, man? Today is March the 21st, 2023. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show. I'm live on Twitter right now. I'm also live on YouTube. And we also, like every single day, man, we got a lot to talk about. Yesterday was by far the worst day I think I've ever had sports gambling in my life. Couldn't believe what happened to me yesterday. I couldn't believe what happened to some of these teams yesterday. First quarter, first half for the Knicks I was on. They came out and laid an egg to the shorthanded Minnesota Timberwolves. So started the night off pretty bad. James Harden looked like he was getting locked up by the Miami Heat last night in the playoffs last round. I think he had 5 points. So Philly didn't cash the full game either, even though Joel Embiid did do his part. So that was another loss. 0-3, I think we're at. And then I was also on the Kings last night, first quarter, first half. Thought they will put that game away against the Utah Jazz, the shorthanded Utah Jazz, without Jordan Clarkson and without Lloyd Market in that game. Even though I knew that they had the look ahead spot, I referenced the look ahead spot for this team yesterday. Just thought that they would put that game away. You see them come out, play no defense at all, and get smashed. They got smashed. It was 40-19 at the end of the first quarter. I knew the first quarter was over, and I knew that the first half was over. They ended up losing the game. So pretty sure that left a sad taste in their mouth. I just wish that the favorites would let me know when they want to play like play like trash. So I bet on them. The only favorites that covered yesterday were the ones I wasn't going to touch, which was the Memphis Grizzlies. I wasn't touching that game because I didn't have the injury information. And then the Golden State Warriors. Everyone talked about Golden State laying way too many points on the road last night, and they were the team that actually came through and covered the full game. Those two were the teams, the favorites that actually came through and covered the spread. The favorites that I took all went under. And then I also added the Kings and the Jazz to go under the 238.5 as well, just thinking that the Kings would come out there, play defense. The Jazz hadn't scored that many points with their roster all season long. So same thing with the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Knicks gave up 140 points yesterday. Guys catch fire, and then before you know it, you can't do anything about it. It's hard to put that fire out once it gets started. So hopefully we can bounce back today. I will say this. If you lost money with me yesterday, I'm very critical of the plays that I give out. I don't force plays, and I loved everything that I gave out yesterday. If I capped the card the same exact way I did yesterday that I would today, I would give you guys the same exact plays. I would take the same exact plays again because I really, really loved all those spots yesterday for those teams. It's just sometimes it happens like that, It wasn't most of the time. It's just a pretty bad day, and it's not as bad of a day as I had yesterday, but yesterday was really bad. It was really, really bad. It was crazy. I told a couple of plays that I heard from the spaces. Shout out to Dream. I know he was on Kyle Anderson, rebounds and assists. As soon as he said it, I told him I like that look as well. I did tell that in cash. I was also on Jabari Smith Jr. Double, and that cashed as well. And then I also hit on the under. I talked about the Pacers and the Hornets to go under the 234.5. Told you guys I probably wasn't going to play it officially, but I did end up playing it, and that cashed as well. So 3 and you can say 3 and 6, but legitimately the plays that I gave out on the show yesterday all went 0 and 6. So hopefully we can get some of that back today. Looks like my computer is going crazy over here, so hopefully you guys are listening in on Twitter. Hopefully it catches up. I'm not sure why it's going just a tad bit slow right now, but hopefully that'll catch up. So I'll get into the games, and I won't have banners right now, but just because my computer does look like it's going slow, hopefully it's working a little bit faster on y'all end. First game up, I want to talk about. Well, first game up that we have on the board. It's only 6 games today. First game up on the board is the Wizards and the Magic. Game will be played in Orlando. Not the greatest spot for Orlando. The Magic, this is their first game back home. Off the West Coast road trip, we know that they were in LA over the weekend. They beat the Clippers on the first leg of that back-to-back and then lost to the Lakers, had one day to come home. And quick turnaround, they got to get ready to play against this Washington Wizards team. The Wizards also not in the greatest form, but if you look at the Wizards, they have been playing against some upper echelon type teams. We know that they lost last week on Sunday, I think it was, in Philadelphia. Then they also had to go to Cleveland. Those two teams you're not going to beat right now. Those two teams are balling. Unless you're Chicago Bulls, then I guess you could beat the Philadelphia 76ers. But 2 really difficult opponents for them there. Then they came home and caught the Clippers. So not the greatest spot for the Wizards at all recently. Um, I want to get on the Wizards in this spot because I don't like laying points with the Magic, but the Magic have actually flipped now. This game is a pick some places. Is also got Washington favored as one. I see Orlando favored as one on Caesars. Washington favored as one on DraftKings as a pick. So people don't really know what the game. I'm not playing a side in this one, but I do think that the total is a tad bit too low. I like the first half over a little bit more than I like the full game, just because Washington will be without Kuzma in this spot, and I feel like the books probably over adjust just a tad bit because Washington has not been scoring recently. You look at their offensive output; it's just been pretty bad overall. But without Kuzma, I feel like this team will find some offense, and I think that they won't be able to play defense. Orlando, I think, should be able to score too. So I like the first half over. It was 111.5. I didn't play it officially. It's a strong look, but I didn't play it officially. So as far as prop wise, I do think that we know Bradley Beal is a boom or bust type player, but I like Beal in this spot tonight. Listen to the post game interview after they lost to the Kings the other day, and I couldn't really find anything. Listen to Wes Unseld Jr., Kuzma as well, who's out with a sprained ankle, but I think I did see him get on the plane with the team. I know he's not playing tonight. They do have a game tomorrow against Denver. So the way I see this game going is I think Washington leaves everything on the floor tonight. Because you're probably not beating Denver tomorrow, right? You gotta fly. I think where's that game tomorrow? Is it in? You got to fly back home to host Washington to host Denver tomorrow. So the way I see it is you leave everything on the floor tonight, and hopefully you can beat this Orlando team. Both of these teams are playing for playoff contention as well, right? Both of these teams are trying to get in that kind of bubble spot. So I think it's a winnable game for Washington. I think they leave it all on the floor tonight and get smashed tomorrow. Similarly, the way they did the other day, they lost to the Cavs on the first leg of that back-to-back and went home and got smashed, against Sacramento. So I don't like the chances for them tomorrow. I think it's a winnable game tonight. Don't like Orlando as a favorite, but Orlando isn't a favorite at all books. So it's a difficult game, man. I do think it's points in this game, though. I don't trust either one of these teams defensively. Recently, they've been pretty trash. And I do like Bill in this spot. His points prop was 26.5 earlier. I did play Bill, small play, but I did play Bill points up to 35 in this spot. I know it's the first leg of a back-to-back, typically something I don't do, but it does feel like it's a spot for Bill where he, it's kind of, a boom or bust type game in my estimation. Could be a Porzingis game, but every time I bet on Porzingis, he plays like trash. So I'm not putting my money on Porzingis. And Orlando typically struggles with guards. If you guys watched the games recently, they struggled on Saturday with the Clippers guards. They also struggled with Austin Reeves on Sunday in LA. So this team, they can struggle against guards for sure. So I do like Bradley Beal points in this one, and I do like the first half over. But I didn't play either one of those. Like neither one of those were like really, really big plays. So you can tell them if you want to. They're not going to be official plays for me just because I don't really like the spot too much. But based on my analysis of the game, that's what I came up with. Detroit and Atlanta is a game that I kind of like the more I looked into it. And it's more so a spot play. You look at this Pistons team, they've been absolutely horrible on the road post All-Star break, only averaging about 108 points, 107 points. They just don't have a lot of scoring. They did get Jay Navi back. If you guys have been watching them play, you see Wiseman actually dominating. This dude's been getting pretty much whatever it is that they want. And we know that Atlanta Hawks bleed points. They couldn't even stop the San Antonio Spurs from scoring in the second half on Sunday when they blew that 20-point lead in San Antonio. So now you get them back at home. Spreading this one open at 13. It's up to 13.5. So not a lot of money coming in, but money is coming in on Atlanta in this spot overall. The totals dropped. It opened at 239. It's come down to 237, 238, 237.5 in some books. I do like the under. To me, Atlanta having to play tomorrow, they do have to travel to Minnesota. It feels like a game they should be able to, just make Detroit kind of struggle to score. I know Atlanta's defense has, been pretty bad, but they'll also be without DeJounte Murray in this game, which I think, hurts their offense. I think that they still win the game. I'm not taking them to cover just because I never take Atlanta to cover, especially at home. Probably not on the road either, but especially not at home. They just don't play enough defense for me. But I do think that they score, and I think that they score early in this spot as well. I did take Atlanta in the first quarter, minus the 4.5. I know Detroit, has been playing, some pretty good defense, but to me, it feels like Atlanta should get out to a big lead in this one. So I did lay the 4.5 in the first quarter with Atlanta. I like this spot for Atlanta, based on the trend, right? So they blew a double-digit lead as a road favorite, and now they're double-digit home favorites in their next game. Those teams are typically covering the first quarter, so it should be a motivational spot. One thing I think I'm gonna make sure I'm not doing is I'm not just playing favorites based on, just based on who's the better team, because as we saw yesterday, sometimes you could be the better team and still lose. Shout out to the Minnesota Timberwolves and shout out to the Utah Jazz last night. So I like this spot for Atlanta because they did just get embarrassed. If anybody paid attention to that on Sunday, they got absolutely embarrassed on Sunday. Giving up a 20-point lead. They had 80 points at halftime in San Antonio and lost the game like 114 or 118 or something like that. Also, let's see. Home favorites laying double-digit points with a losing record since the start of 2020 are 26-1 straight up, 20-6 against the spread, winning by an average of 19 points per game, winning the first quarter by 6, winning the second quarter by 3. So it's a 9-point gap there, and a little bit of room on the first quarter spread. If you guys don't want the first quarter spread, I couldn't talk anybody off taking the Atlanta team total for the first quarter over. We know Atlanta typically comes out with a lot in the first quarter, in the first half as well. They're a really good first quarter, first half team. So couldn't talk anybody off that. And then the last thing I want to touch on real quick is home favorites laying 10 points or more after blowing a 24-point lead, at least a 24-point lead in their last game. They are 3-0 straight up, 2-1 against the spread, winning the first quarter by 7, winning the second quarter by 7 as well. So 14-point margin. I actually couldn't talk anybody off Atlanta first half in this spot as well. I think Atlanta could get out to a big lead and just try to manage the minutes for, their reserve players. They should absolutely smack this Detroit team that can really struggle to score at times. Atlanta can struggle to score, but they should be able to turn this team over, get out in transition, get some easy baskets. Trae Young, Sadiq Bey playing against his old team today. John Collins, a lot of rim runs for Clint Capella. Bogdanovich is still there. So they got plenty of guys that can still score the ball. Pistons also revenging same season losses this season at 2-7 against the spread, losing by an average of 16 points in that spot as well. So I do like Atlanta. Only thing I played in the game was Atlanta first quarter minus the 4.5. Almost got there with the first half minus 7.5, minus 8.5, but I just didn't get there. Next game, similar spot for the Spurs and the Pelicans. So Spurs ruled out a lot of guys. Simple cap. Pelicans are at home. San Antonio exerted a lot of energy the other day to come back from the 20-point loss against the Atlanta Hawks. And, they really want to take this one away. So they're resting pretty much everybody. I know Keldon Johnson got ruled out. So did, I think, Devin Vassell. So did Zach Collins. So did Jeremy Sohan. But they did get Trey Jones, I think, in. And the Spurs have been playing well, specifically at home as dogs, but not as much on the road. So Pelicans should be able to stifle this team, in my estimation. I do like the Pelicans first quarter in this spot as well. And it's the same trend that I just kind of gave you guys, but I'll give you guys another angle as well. So looking at teams that had to come back from a 20-point lead, from a 20-point deficit in their last game off a win, they won that game, and then they rolled dogs of 10 points or more. Those teams are just 3-19 straight up, 7-14 against the spread. So 66% says that they cover the spread. They're losing those games by 15 points. And losing the first quarter by 4, losing the first half by 6.5. So it was another trend that I had that kind of backed this spot as well, but I think it might have been the first one that I gave you guys. So yeah, that's what it was. It was home favorites laying double-digit points with a losing record since the start of the 2020 season. Favor the Hawks and the Pelicans on the spread today. Looking at these teams, so home favorites, that being the Atlanta Hawks and the New Orleans Pelicans, laying 10 points off of with a losing record since the start of 2020. They win in the first quarter by average of 6, win in the second quarter by average of 3. So that's a 9-point gap for the first half, which should cover both, and it covers the 4.5 with a 6-point margin in the first quarter as well. So I didn't get there with the Pelicans, but I do think the Pelicans should get there on the first quarter. Probably should get there on the first half as well. I didn't play any player props. It feel like it has, potential to be a blowout. I'm not sure who I want to play on the Pelican side. Also didn't touch anything on the Spurs side as well. Cavs and the Nets game is next. Not a game I'm extremely interested in. I didn't see anything on Jared Allen if he got ruled in or ruled out or not, but this would be a spot that I would be only looking to back the Cavs. I know that the Brooklyn Nets should be motivated in this spot. They are coming off 3 straight losses, but they are also 0-3 straight up and against the spread post All-Star break, facing a team at home that has a winning record. The only home win that they have post All-Star break came against the Charlotte Hornets. They won that game pretty convincingly, I think. But other than that, this team has really struggled to score the ball. You see a total in this one. It is open at 219. It's all the way down to 218 and a half, 218 at some books as well. I see this game going under unless the Cleveland Cavaliers get hot. I think Donovan Mitchell threes could absolutely be in play, but I didn't look at it. We know Brooklyn's one of the worst three-point defenses in the league. We know Donovan Mitchell loves to pull up from 3, so I couldn't talk anybody off looking at Donovan Mitchell threes, but I didn't play him. Excuse me. I see the line moving to 4. I do feel like the Cavs are the best side in this game. And I think Brooklyn going to struggle to score yet again. I do think that they struggle to score. Humble B said he's on Mitchell points. Let's see. Sadiq Bey revenge game, points plus 3s as well. Coop said he on that. Bill, easy 6 assists. Euphoria said he on that. Okay. Let's see let me keep going. So that's my look on that game. I didn't really take too deep of a dive into it, but Brooklyn has really struggled to score the ball in recent home games. We know that they struggle to rebound the ball as well. I did see that they went out and picked up Moses Brown. I don't know if he got cut or if he got traded, but somehow he's not on the Clippers anymore, which I don't even think I knew of. But the Nets did sign him over the weekend. So they do have Moses Brown, 7-foot center with the dreads from the Clippers, and people remember him. I think he played for Cleveland last year. So maybe they try to throw him in there to get some more size in there for to deal with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen if he returns today. But I didn't play anything in the game. Did not play anything in that game. Strong lean towards Cleveland. I don't like that I'm not getting the best number because it opened at 2 and it's already up to 4. But it feels like a game they should be able to win by 2 possessions. But didn't play anything. Next game is Boston and Sacramento. So the spread opened at 3.5 in favor of Boston. It's now up to 5 at pretty much every book. The total opened at 239. It's down to 238.5. Still some 239s out there as well. Really, really difficult game here. Boston coming off that loss to Utah 2 days ago. Sacramento coming off the loss 1 day ago. Really, really bad travel spot for Sacramento. This is the 5th game in 7 nights. It's also a 3rd game in 4 nights for them as well. And the second leg of a back-to-back, a road home back-to-back. And they're traveling from altitude as well. We know Utah is a really, really difficult place to play and kind of recover as well. Boston hasn't really shown it to anyone recently. They continue to struggle. They've fallen down in the standings. Sacramento also fell in the standings yesterday as well. I think they were tied with Memphis for the number 2 seed, or maybe they had got the number 2 seed. I can't remember exactly, but I know Memphis won and they lost. So now that they've lost a step there. And Boston, of course, isn't number 1. And Philly losing yesterday only helps Boston to remain number 2 because Philly was actually making a lot of ground on catching them in the Eastern Conference. So anyway, back to this actual game. Sacramento probably going to be a little motivated in this spot. They clearly weren't motivated yesterday. They helped me to get my money to the books yesterday because they couldn't stop anybody from Utah. So bad motivation spot for them there. I listened to the post-game interviews. It sounded like, they kind of realized that they just blew one. This Sacramento team is good. They were 7-0 straight up and against the spread post All-Star break on the road. But they take a big hit. Took a real big hit yesterday, losing that game to Utah, the game that, I think a lot of people was on the same side I was on, and it wasn't the Utah side. Either way, they still struggle to play defense. Boston's offense has been pretty bad recently. I think their offense is something like middle of the pack over the last 10, 15 games. So I'm not really looking to play this game. I think Boston is the right side. Sacramento should run out of gas, but I do expect Sacramento to come out with something early. First quarter, first half, I see, maybe potentially points being scored. I also see them not playing a lot of defense. Boston can score with the best of them when they, have all their guys in. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Robert Williams is supposed to be back for this game. I didn't see it officially, but I felt like I saw it yesterday. Feel like he's gonna be back for this one. So that's my look on that game. I didn't play anything. If I had to play something, I would play Boston, but I would probably play them live because I do feel like the Kings jump out to a lead, and I think Boston bounces back after the Kings jump out to the lead. And Boston's actually been playing from ahead. They've already beat this team earlier in Boston. That game went under as well. But we know Sacramento is a juggernaut. They like to push the pace. They like to run up and down the floor, and they play good on no rest. So difficult game for me. Boston also doesn't play well with rest. Both of these teams play well without rest. So I'm not on a side in this one, but if I had to play something, like I said, I'd probably take Boston live. If I'm watching the game, which I probably will be, and I see Boston -2.5, anytime after halftime, then I'm probably gonna jump on Boston live because I do think that they win the game, even if Sacramento keeps it close at half. So that's what I got for you guys in that one. Let me see. I feel like I had a trend for that game. Yeah, so home dogs, which the Kings are in this spot, coming off a 4-game road trip with no rest, facing an opponent that has a 55% win percentage or better, which the Boston Celtics do, are just 2-8 straight up and against the spread, losing those games by average of 8 points, dating all the way back to 2007. Looks like the 5 teams have actually not covered, dating back to 2012. And this has only happened one time this year, and that was the Cavaliers and the 76ers on March 15th. So it actually just happened, where you get a home dog off a 4-game road trip on the second leg of a back-to-back, facing the team that got a 55% win percentage or better. So the trend kind of, it says to take the Celtics in this spot. Horrible travel spot for the Kings in this one, and they just don't play that much defense when they play against upper echelon teams. So I guess if I had to take a side, I'm taking Boston, but I don't want to lay the 5 with them. I feel like that's too big of a number for me. OKC and the Clippers, the last game on the board. Not a game I'm extremely interested in. I know OKC is they are the best covering team as road dogs this season. But the Clippers have actually, seems like they've kind of found something. I know that they lost the other day against the Magic, but if you guys pay attention to the league, one thing you can kind of bookmark and put it in your notes section: don't bet on the Clippers when they don't have Kawhi Leonard. Their record is horrible when they don't have Kawhi. So with Kawhi in, this team is a juggernaut offensively. They also play better defensively, and it feels like they're getting hot at the right time. You take away the game from the game against the Orlando Magic. They had 3 straight wins and 3 straight covers at home, so I do feel like they've kind of figured it out. They will still be without Norman Powell. I think I saw that he's without a timetable to return, but they got Westbrook in. I think they've kind of figured out a rhythm offensively. Batum is still out there. Eric Gordon has come in and really contributed. They beat up on the Portland Trailblazers the other day to get back in their winning ways, and they still need every game as well. Both of these teams kind of fighting for playoff position. I know that the Oklahoma City Thunder are 2-0 against the spread against this team. I think that when they played back-to-back earlier this season, they covered both of those games in OKC. So if I'm playing a game, I think 7 is a big number, but I would probably lay it with the Clippers. I looked at OKC post All-Star break on the road, and their defense has been really, really bad. If you take out their game against the San Antonio Spurs and you take out their game against the New Orleans Pelicans, 2 teams that really can't score anyway. If you take those 2 teams out, they've been giving it up left and right. So I think the pivot in this game would be to look at the team total for the Clippers. Clippers are averaging about 124 points post All-Star break, and you look at their team total today is 122.5. So the books are telling you it should be a fast-paced game, a game where teams are running up and down the court, getting a lot of points. We know that OKC likes to play fast. They also just don't play a lot of defense. So I'll be looking at the Clippers team total. Let's see. The Clippers are They scored 117 in Portland. I'm not going to talk about the Orlando game because that was a game without Kawhi. They scored 134 against the Golden State Warriors. They scored 127 against Sacramento. They scored yeah, those are the really really good games that they've had scoring. So to me, it kind of feels that feels like the spot. I don't think that OKC can slow this team down defensively, which is why I wouldn't be taking the points with the OKC. But it is a big number, so I didn't play the total. But if I had to look, I would be playing the total for the Clippers. I'll be playing a team total over the 121.5 if you can get it at the number. It is a high number, but the Oklahoma City been giving it up for sure. So real quick, I'm gonna go back over my officials, and then anybody who got anything, definitely let me know. I'm gonna go through the comments on the YouTube section as well. So real quick for me, let me see if I can update the banner because I think it's actually working now. Best bets for today for myself. I'm looking at Atlanta first quarter minus the 4.5. I'm also looking at Bill over 26.5 points. You guys want to tell that? I did ladder Bill as well. And then I got everything else is just a lean. Spurs team total to go under because I don't think that they're gonna be able to score with that roster that they got tonight, especially against the Pelicans, who play much better defense at home. The Pelicans first quarter minus the 4.5. Really, really close to playing that, but I didn't play that yet either. The Cavs minus the 3, even though their line has gotten a 4. And Washington, Orlando, first half over 111.5 will be the top looks for me. So real quick, officials, Atlanta first quarter. Jared Allen is a game time decision. Of course he is. Atlanta first quarter, minus the 4.5, and Bradley Beal over his 26.5 points is what I played officially so far. The Washington Orlando first half over 111 is a strong look that I didn't play yet. The Spurs team total under is another play that I didn't play yet. The Pelicans first quarter minus the 4.5 as well is another play that I didn't play yet. And then I probably won't get there with the Cavs, but I do think that they win that game minus the 4. So those are my best bets. They are at the bottom. I didn't include the leans. You guys got to listen back if you want to hear the leans. But the two that I did play is Atlanta first quarter and Bradley Beal over his 26.5 points. Let me get to the comment section real quick, and then I'll get to a couple of requests as well. What up, Deshaun? You said Wizards money line. Let's cash it. NBA markets aren't the best to be every day. Aren't the best to be every day. What up, man? NBA is tough right now. It is. That's why I only got 2 plays today. I don't want to go too crazy. Can't do nothing but laugh at yesterday. So was so rough. Timberwolves came out hitting their first 9 shots. Yeah, that Knicks defense was non-existent yesterday. I was washing dishes in the kitchen. Didn't even know the game was on. I turned it on. I see 40 points in the first quarter by the Timberwolves. I said, yo, I hope it ain't about to be that kind of day. You got to be kidding me. Who the Knicks got out here? But it's neither here nor there. Hopefully we can get it back. The problem is when you have a bad day like that, of course you want to, naturally go crazy the next day, but you can't force it though. I don't see a lot that I like on the board today, so not gonna force anything. Let's see. What's up, Brian? He said he took the Magic money line in the Celtics first half -2. Okay. Hope you cash it, bro. Let's see. My computer is going so slow, man. And I'm not 100% sure why. All right, let me get to some requests real quick over on YouTube. Let me get my guy Josh up first because I think he's been waiting the longest. And then I also gonna get my guy Meech up. Shout out to NBA Props real quick. I see him in the chat. Somebody showing him love in the comment section. Forgot what he shared yesterday, but I noted it cashed in the YouTube comments. So yes, it's cash in the YouTube comments as well, man. Shout out to NBA Props. And Ben, yeah, Kelly Olynyk. Double plus 540 hit. It did hit. I said that was a good look too. Shout out to Ben. Um, Kisser said, if you don't like nothing today, don't force it. 10 games tomorrow. That is a fact. Never, never, never force a bet just because you feel like you got to have one out. That's a fact. That's a fact. Let's see what else. What about the Pelicans Spurs game under? I would only be able to play it under. I feel like it's going to be more of a defensive game. The Pelicans can struggle to score. We know that the Spurs, with the roster they got, they should struggle to score as well. So I would only be able to play that game under, Jake. I'm not looking at the over in that spot. Wizards money line, just sticking to fading the Mavs as home favorites. Also, Wizards have to win this game or this season essentially cooked. That's my kind of mindset as well, Cameron. I didn't play it, but that's the way I see it as well. Wizards definitely need this win because they're getting smashed tomorrow by Denver. They don't got enough offense to beat Denver. Humble B said Tatum gonna eat tonight. I see a lot of people on Tatum tonight, so he could go crazy. Coop said Tatum PRAs over 41.5, bounce back spot, ladder his points. Also, sneaky double, and TD looks triple double look since he averages most potential rebounds and assists in the last 5 games on the Celtics. Okay. The under on the Celtics game could be something. I like Boston too. Yeah, I can see the under cash into it. I didn't play it. Just because the Kings play at such a fast pace, man, so many points per possession with the Kings. So it feels like they could kind of just like creep over the over. But the Celtics are one of the best defensive teams in the league. So even when their offense isn't going, they typically rely on their defense. And, it kind of feels like a first half over, second half under, in my estimation for that game. A lot of trends that I looked at said the same exact thing as well. Brian said he's on SGA points plus assists, 36.5. Knicks had that Swiss cheese defense. Had Conley looking like Memphis Conley. Yeah, they did. Definitely did. Steph props definitely cashed yesterday, Tariq. Yeah, for sure. Let me kick it to Josh, though. What up, Josh? How you, man?
Hey, Chris. How you doing? Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Stop it.
I like today. I like Trey Murphy. That's going to be my top play today. Trey Murphy's volume is unmatched right now. He's averaging 9 3-point attempts a game right now this month, and he's scoring at 3.9 a game. Shoots from 46.1 from deep at home. His catching Spurs are dead last 3-point percentage allowed. So I think it's a big game for Trey Murphy today.
Trey Murphy. I was wondering if anybody was going to mention him, Josh. I could not talk you off Trey Murphy. Dude been shooting the ball with so much confidence. I watch him shoot like maybe like 8 threes in the first quarter in one of those games against the Rockets. So yeah, I like it. Did you ladder his threes, Josh?
I'm going to be laddering his threes, yes. You getting all the info. Yes, I'm laddering threes.
What?
Our friends, mutual friends say ChrisBeCappinn, so I'm like it so much that I've laddered it.
Okay. So what was he? Is he sitting at 2.5 right now?
I got it +4 at 190 and then +5 at 470. That's on FanDuel.
Nice. Okay. Trey Murphy threes. Did you say you playing his points too, Josh, or just his threes?
Just threes, but logic dictates that if you don't catch the threes, 5 credit points.
Absolutely. No, I like it. I like it a lot.
And I like Malachi. You gotta help me out with the last name there.
Malachi Brennan for the Spurs. Yeah, Malachi Brennan. Yeah.
Thank you. As of right now, when I did the capping on this, I saw no Collins, no Johnson, no Vassell, and no Jeremy Sochan. So someone's got to score, as you say.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, he could be the guy. What you taking his points, Josh?
I took his points. Base was 15.5, minus 111. 20 is +220, and 25 +650.
Nice. A lot of potential there. If you guys looking for some plus money, definitely shoot my guy Josh a follow. He always cashing. I don't even think he play tickets that don't got plus money on them.
Don't follow me.
I love it, Josh. You got anything else for us, or them your 2 guys for the night?
I was listening to you about what you said about Tatum. Tatum's one of those guys that definitely can show up or show out or bust. So So, I'm swerving from the points and going with the assist ladder. Kings are on back-to-back, as you said, and they allow the second most assists through shooting forwards.
Okay, so Tatum assists. What's his base is what, Josh? Like 4.5?
4.5. Yeah.
4.5. You took him to what? 8 or 10?
Let's see here. Sorry. Vamp for me, Vamp. 6. Base is 6.
His base is 5.5?
5.5. Yeah.
Okay. You took him to 10?
I took him to 10 at
12. Okay. Hey, fast-paced game. He could get there for sure, Josh. Okay.
Yeah. And, you got nice things to say about Ben. I don't got anything nice to say about Ben.
Hey, Josh. I love you, bro. I love you, Josh. Appreciate you, bro.
I love you too. Take care.
You too, bro. Best of luck to you tonight. So Josh is on Trey Murphy threes, Malachi Branham points for the San Antonio Spurs, and Jason Tatum over his assist tonight. Got off his points. I like the pivot. I like that pivot a lot, Josh.
Duke proud.
Yeah, I know, right? Somebody got to do it. They didn't do it, so yeah, I like it. Let me kick it to Dream real quick, and then Frag, I'm coming to you next. What up, Dream?
What's the vibes, man? How are you?
Hey, I got slaughtered last night, Dream. I don't know if you ever seen a scary movie where real blood come out, but that's how I felt like the books did me last night, bro. I'm trying to get it back tonight.
Yeah, I'm damn near the same way. Thank God for Kyle Anderson saved me a reverse sweep, but yeah, it's bonus falling assist short of that shooting double really pain. But yeah, I only got one play today, man. I saw you talk about how not to force it, man. I completely agree with that. I didn't even know it was 10 games tomorrow, but yeah, even more reason for me to keep money in my pocket. But yeah, the only play I'm on today is Wendell Carter Jr. over 9.5 rebounds. I just saw you can get 8.5 minus 150 at FanDuel if you don't mind the juice, but I took the 9.5. It's real simple analysis for me, man. He's gone over this number 8 of the last 10 games since the All-Star break. He's playing some of the best ball of his career. And with Porzingis saying, I'm hoping and thinking from what I've seen, Paolo's going to guard Porzingis out there on the perimeter, which will leave Gafford and Wendell Carter Jr. down there. He should have more opportunities for defensive rebounds than normal. So, yeah, because Paolo likes to steal out of his board. So that's what I'm on, man. I may have a couple parlays that I post on my page, but the only straight bet that I'm on tonight so far is going to be Wendell Carter. I'm going to be waiting for Bagley lines just to see where they open up at. I know he had an off game last game, so he might go off tonight. But, yeah, that's it for me.
You like him, James? You like him more than you like Wiseman?
It's not even that I like him more. I'm just looking for the value, man. Like, them two for me, like, you never – I can't tell. I love what Wiseman is doing, but to me, he's just too boom or bust for me to trust, man. Like, I don't know if he's going to be 12 rebounds or 6 rebounds. I don't know if he's got 20 points or 9 points. Yeah, Bagley, at least I know, like, if I see, like, 12.5, 13.5, whatever, I know he's going to be aggressive offensively. So I may take that, but or if I see, like, 6.5 or 7.5 rebounds, then I'll probably hop on that. But aside from that, if their numbers are similarly lined, like 15.5, 9.5, 8.5, I'm just going to leave them alone because they both could go over, both could go under, or one or the other could. But that's the Deep Bay revenge game. Whoever said that, good luck. Because the Pistons been my favorite team to bet on all year. And I completely forgot that. So if I can get some Deep Bay lines, I'll sprinkle this last.
Yeah, okay. No, I like it, Jim. I like it. I like that you're not forcing. Like the Wendell Carter Jr. over his 9.5 rebounds look as well. If you like the 9.5 rebounds, you might want to play the double as well. I'm not sure. Should be plus money if his rebounds at 9.5. So it might be an alternative look as well. But James said he officially on Wendell Carter Jr. over the 9.5 rebounds, and it's an 8.5 number out there as well. If you guys want to lay the juice. So yeah, I like it. And Bagley, if his numbers become available, and I talked about Sadiq Bey in the revenge game versus old team as well. Pretty sure you want to put on for the A, being that he's not in Detroit anymore, so I couldn't talk you off of those looks. Appreciate you for sharing those, Dream. Real quick, in the comment section, shout out to Brian. Brian mentioned Killian Hayes over 2.5 turnovers. We know Killian Hayes is somebody that we've religiously target to, just do bad things. He's not, the greatest basketball player. He also just don't got a lot of people pass the ball to. Analysis around it is that he's had multiple 4 turnover games while starting, averaging 3.3 turnovers over his last 10 games to be exact. So couldn't talk anybody off Killian Hayes over his 2.5 turnovers, if anybody looking at that angle as well. Mike, real quick in the comments section, said that he's on Roddy McGruder. His points, 12.5, cleared last 5 games. Could not talk anybody off that look because they don't have anybody to really score the ball. So I could see that cashing as well. John Johnson said Darius Garland, points, rebounds, and assists over 31.5. No real analysis but behind that, but I hope you cash that as well, John. I'm not on the under there. So like that look. Let me kick it to Frag and let's keep this thing going. What up, Frag?
Yeah, what's going on, Chris?
I'm good, man. Got slaughtered last night, bro. Trying to get a little bit of my money back. Not trying to force it and, get all of it back at the same time. But, it's okay. How you doing, Fred?
Good, man. I took the day off yesterday. Last time I came up here, man, I got hooked by Porzingis, man, 20.5. He had finished with 20. The Hawks had came through in the trifecta spot. Man, AD let me down, man. AD, he is on the ban list. AD ain't getting a single dollar out of me for a while now. He done stuck it up twice in a row. I just can't bet on that dude no more until I see some. He just been playing bad. But I got a couple spots here today. First one, I'm going John Collins, man. PR 19.5. I just think with DeJounte Murray out, a little bit more usage goes towards him. And even rebounding, DeJounte like to go down there and grab a couple of rebounds. He's always liable for a 10 rebound game. So I think John Collins, he has good rates against Pistons too. If you look him up, he has good rebounding rates. Not sure why, but he just tends to rebound the ball a little bit more against them. And then I'm also on Kongu, man, 9.5 points, man. I think this guy he's a beast, man. If you watch the Atlanta Hawks play, this guy, he needs to be just playing more than Clay Capella, because this guy, when he gets a little dude on him or someone just, not sized up with him, he punishes him, and he's looking to score every time he touches the ball down there. He's not much of a passer because most of the time you get the ball, it's always in a good scoring spot. So I think 9.5 in this spot is a great look. And even AJ Griffin, man, if they give me AJ Griffin lines, I'll take him too, man. I think him and Okongwu, man, they play way better than Hunter and Clint Capella, man. I think the Hawks would be way better if they gave those two guys more minutes. I think just they score so efficiently. Every time they touch it, they get a good shot or, they make a good play. So I like those two guys. And then Al Horford, man, 8.5 points, man. I keep going back to this. They keep playing this weak-ass line. I'm going to keep playing. This guy Al Horford shoots almost 50% from 3. And you tell me he's, 8.5 points and he's shooting 50% from 3 and he take damn near 3 or 4. I mean, then you do the math, you know what I mean? So Al Horford, 8.5 points is my play. Yep, that's it for me today.
Okay, I like the looks, right? John Collins over 19.5 points plus rebounds. Onyeka Okongwu over 9.5 points.
Yes,
and then if they become available, I like the AJ Griffin look too. AJ Griffin look like he's trying to get a contract, don't he? Like he be out there, bro. He play hard every single play, bro. It's almost like every defender that says somebody's mama, bro. He go hard. I like AJ Griffin. I like him a lot.
I've been watching him a lot, so yeah, that's the only reason why I've been betting on him, because I have watched him against the Warriors, and I just seen it like they just the eye test, they pop it off. Like now they're playing against freaking Pistons. Like I think it's the easy spot for them to cash.
Yeah, I like it, especially with no. I mean, it's a lot of usage to go around with no DeJounte Murray. They do got that game tomorrow on deck. They got to fly tonight. After the game tonight, they got to fly to Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves tomorrow. So, real quick, somebody. So I think that's Tosin. I hope I pronounced that right. Tosin in the comment section said Trae Young assists. I hadn't thought about that. It's 11.5. That's a high number, and it's already juiced to the under. But if you could find it at a good number, I do think that's in play. Pistons been giving up a lot of assists. The primary ball handlers, Butler got 10. That's a fact. Yeah, they have been giving up a lot of assists. As long as people around Trae can actually make shots, I do predict Trae Young will have at least 22, 23 potential assist opportunities. He just needs the guys to be able to knock the shots down today, and that the game don't get out of hand as well. So I do like that look a lot. I'm not gonna play it, but I do like Trae Young to go over his assists. 11.5, and it's already juiced to minus 132 is so unattractive. But because you relying on other players to actually make the shot. So it feels like a number he should be able to obtain, but didn't play it. Couldn't talk you off it though, Tosin. Hope you cashed it as well. And Frank also on Al Horford. Al Horford, right? Over 8.5 points.
Yeah, man. I ain't been praying for him, man. I'll hold for a different beast.
Like it, Frank. Okay.
I just had one question though. If you would have to pick anybody from the Kings, like who you liking to score for them today? Because I mean they're gonna come back and try to at least put a fight. So I think you got anybody that sticks out or not?
Let's see. I hadn't thought about it much. First game back home.
Because what's the name is still out, Herder, right?
Yeah, Kevin Herter's still out. It was Keegan Murray yesterday. I think if I'm looking at anybody, I'm probably looking at Monk. Just because he's one of the bench guys. He probably gonna end up seeing big minutes. I don't know who you're gonna guard though, but he probably gonna end up seeing big minutes. And did we get confirmation that Robert Williams is in? Like I feel like I still.
I think Robert Williams just cooked. Honestly, I don't think he's coming back. Bro.
You think?
I think he might be cooked. I ain't gonna lie to you. He might be cooked. I'm looking, but I don't see nothing.
I feel like I heard somebody say something about not heard some. So Robert Williams is not on the injury report for Tuesday. So I think he's gonna play. So this could be his first game back. If he plays, that just helps out the rebounding so much, Frank. I feel like one of Boston's biggest weaknesses, if you go watch them play over their last few games, is they just give up so many offensive rebounds, so many defensive rebounds. You saw it in their last game against the Utah Jazz. I watched that game on Saturday, and Lauri Markkanen was just killing them. Walker Kessler was killing them. So that'll at least give them some paint protection and make it a little more difficult for a guy like Sabonis, who still almost had a triple-double last night. So I guess I'm talking myself into either Fox or Monk. Frag, if I'm looking at anybody, we know how quick Fox is. We know he can score at all three levels. Yeah, I guess if I'm playing anybody, I'm probably playing Fox or probably looking at Monk. I know Fox had a big game yesterday. It was a nice bounce back spot for him because he didn't do anything in Washington, but he didn't necessarily need to. Terrence Davis had such a good game. So probably Monk if I'm playing anybody, right?
All right. And then we'll just give out this nugget, man, for tomorrow, man. D-Book in LA tomorrow. He about to give Lakers support tomorrow. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Yeah, best of luck to my guys, man. Man.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, Fred. Best of luck to you tonight, man. Best of luck to you. Caleb, I think it's your first time up, my guy. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm okay, man. I'm okay. What's going on? You got to play for us?
Yeah. So, I'm usually a college basketball guy, but there's no basketball until Thursday, so gotta hit a play in the association tonight.
Hey, Caleb, real quick before you give out the play association, what you looking at on the card for Thursday? Who you like? You cap it already or not?
So I have Texas winning all. Like I placed that before the tournament started. I like them, man. I really like them. I also like UConn to make a little run. UConn is just they're very underrated coming into the tournament. Their guards have been going off. Their defense is rock solid. I can see them making a big run.
Okay.
So,
what you doing? What you do in college, Caleb? You play spreads or you play totals? What you play?
I play spreads. Yeah.
Okay. You got one you like for Thursday? I'm putting you on the spot. You just tell me no if you don't got one yet.
I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna make it bet on Thursday and see where the lines kind of end because it's a little questionable right now. But
okay,
we'll see.
Okay. Yeah. What you liking for tonight? I know I threw you off a little bit. What you liking tonight?
So I'm gonna play under tonight in the Cavs Nets game. Under 218.5. This total has been getting hammered to the over, and the line is just staying at 218.5. Cavs have gone over this number in their past 4 out of 5 games, and both these teams are just defensive powerhouses. I can see this game soaring under, and honestly, it might just be a boring game, and that's why I like it. These teams are both very good defensively, and I just don't see a lot of offense coming out of this game.
Okay. No, I like it. If I'm playing a game, I'm only looking towards the under as well. Cavs elite defensively, especially on the road when they're a favorite. And the Nets have only scored like 100 more than 102 points like 2 times post All-Star break. So I like it as well.
Yeah,
Okay? I do like it.
Nets have been struggling to put up points,
Mhm.
which is why I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Would you pivot, Caleb, to a team total under for the Nets, or would you just keep the full game at 218.5?
Honestly, I'm just gonna play the full team. I mean, full game under.
Full game under.
Only because, like, I don't know. Nets might go off tonight.
Right. Just in case. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Under 218.5. I like it, Caleb. Best of luck to you tonight. You got something else for us?
I like Russell Westbrook. I'm gonna sprinkle double and triple-double.
Westbrook double tonight. It should be a fast-paced game, and I could definitely see that. They don't got a lot of rim protection either, so they'll be trying to take charges. Yeah, I like it. Westbrook double.
What about you got? What's on your card tonight, man?
I played the Atlanta Hawks in the first quarter, minus the 4.5. I think it's a bad trouble spot for Detroit. And they 13.5 point dogs in this spot. They just don't got a lot of offense, especially when you got Killian Hayes out there trying to run your offense. So I think Atlanta try to come out here and punch early. They typically are a good first quarter team. They're typically a good first half team too. They've had 35, 40 points in the first quarter in their last few home games. They also got a bad taste in their mouth after blowing a 20-point lead on Sunday to the San Antonio Spurs. So I like Atlanta to jump out early tonight. I took them on the 4.5 in the first quarter, and I played Bradley Beal points over 26.5 in Orlando tonight because Orlando struggled with guards, and Bradley Beal won't have one of his running mates in Kyle Kuzma. So those are my two top looks in the NBA tonight.
I'll definitely get the volume. I like that first quarter play.
Yeah.
The Pistons have been winning too many games. The coach slow it down, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to think, but I like that.
Yeah. No, absolutely, Kay. Come back anytime you want, man. I like the looks tonight. I hope you cash them, bro.
Yeah.
Hope you cash them. Let me kick it to Moneybag. What up, Moneybag? How you doing, man?
What's going on, bro? What's going on? Ain't nothing, man. Working. Caleb already said the play. I was looking at the Russ triple double tonight. And maybe his rebounds and assists is at what is it? I think it's 10.5 on FanDuel plus money. I just like the spot, for him because he's going against OKC. That's his old squad. I think he might have a good game tonight.
Westbrook assists?
Yeah, rebounds plus assists.
Oh, rebounds plus assists. Okay. What'd you say you catch the number at?
I think it's at 10.5. Well, 10.5 or 13.5 on Fan. I was looking at it earlier. I'm about to actually place it.
Yeah, 13.5. I see it on 13.5 on FanDuel right now at a plus 104.
Plus 104?
Yeah.
I'm looking at that. And triple double. Even the triple double.
Little sprinkle on the trip dub? Okay.
Yeah, a little sprinkle on the trip dub tonight for him. And one more play, I'll probably say triple dub for Josh Giddey tonight.
Why you like Giddey?
Giddey, he's had a couple bad games, I think he probably come out the slump tonight, being that they, being that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander used to play with the Clippers back when he used to play with them.
Okay.
Would be a good spot.
Okay. Hey, best of luck, man. I hope you catch both of them.
Good looks. What you looking for? Looking like for tonight?
I like. I just told Caleb. I like Atlanta in the first quarter. Nice little bounce back spot for them after getting blown out. After blowing the lead in San Antonio the other day. And I played Bradley Beal points over 26.5. No Porzingis in Orlando tonight. And like I said, it feels like a must-win game for Washington. I don't know if the Wizards going to win the game, but it feels like a must-win game because they probably going to get smacked tomorrow against Denver on the second leg of a back-to-back at home. So I think Bradley Beal should go absolutely go bananas. Orlando struggles with guards as well. So I like Bradley Beal a lot tonight.
All right. Sound good.
Yeah, let's cash tonight, man. Best of luck to you.
Best of luck to you too, man.
Absolutely, bro. Let's see. Real quick in the comment section, Kirby said Westbrook can't be trusted. Come on, Chris. Ban Westbrook. Come on, Chris. I can't believe you're encouraging these Westbrook plays. So I don't ban players. I don't ban teams either. And Westbrook has been playing well. He missed a triple-double against Portland by 1 assist in his last game. He also went over the 13.5 rebounds plus assists against Orlando. He went over the 13.5 plus assists, rebounds plus assists against Golden State. And there also just has to be more usage, right? Because one thing we know about Golden State, one thing we know about the Clippers right now is they will be without Norman Powell. So that's even more minutes. You know, they need his scoring, they need his leadership, they need his playmaking on the floor. So Ty Lue is going to leave him out there. I'm not banning anybody. I typically don't ban players, even if I don't play a player. They're not banned because if I like the spot for them, I'm probably going to bet on them again. I also talked about not betting on the Pelicans again this season after they lost my money against Orlando Magic about 2 weeks ago. And I'm really close to playing them in the first quarter because they're playing against the San Antonio Spurs. So don't be emotional with it, man. Don't be emotional with it. Caleb, I see your hand up, and I know you was on them. What's up, Caleb?
Yeah, so, I mean, let me just clarify. Like, the triple-double, double-double, they're just sprinkles, man. Like, it's nothing like putting a lot of money on it. It's just like a little, like, 0.2 units on it, something small.
Right. Yeah, I hope people understand that as well because I did hear you say that as well, Caleb. So appreciate you for adding that. Also, it's a pace-up game, man. It's a pace-up game, so it's a game where you probably don't want to take too many unders. Not that unders can't hit, but this is a game where guys could, really, really go off and play well in this spot. So I like the plays. If you guys have if people share plays that I don't like, I'm tell you, best of luck, man. I don't know about that one, but I never talk people off their plays because if you go with your gut, you go with whatever it is that you like. We also just got news that Jared Allen is in tonight, so that spread's probably gonna move. If you like Cleveland, you probably should have got on them already because that line probably gonna close about 4.5 or 5. And let's see if I got any more. Let's see. Hey, Game, I'm trying to get you connected. Oh man, Game just opened a new account. Remember since March the 2023. Let me see if I can get you up. What up to my guy UCapper? He said hit the like button for me. Also, Bovado got Bill at 25.5 if anybody's interested. So yeah, if you guys got Bovado, you might can get a discount on Bill at 25.5. I played 26.5. I also took him at 30 because I feel like if he get 27, he probably gonna get 30. Not telling you guys to ladder him, but I did ladder him. Like I said, it's a do or die game in my estimation for this team. Bradley Beal, the one that got 220 million coming or something like that from this team. He's the highest paid guy. I expect him to perform. I expect him to perform tonight. Ladder, Westbrook, rebounds and assists. Vaughn said he on that. Malik said Thunder give up a ton of rebounds as well. Guards, forwards, centers have solid numbers against the Thunder last few games. Kirby said, I like Detroit. I feel like Detroit wins tonight. Anything's possible. We see these dogs come out and play well. I don't know if they win, but they may be able to keep the game close for sure. We'll see what happens, though, Kirby. Ivy over 5.5 assists. McCollum over 6.5 assists. Valanciunas over 11.5 rebounds. And Shea over his 30.5 points. Those seem like good props. Definitely some validity there. Home dogs on the second leg of a back-to-back. Kings and Celtics. So, Enrique, what I'll tell you about home dogs on the second leg of a back-to-back, so far this season, it feels like the line a little too inflated and that the home dog is actually probably covering if I look that up for you. I didn't look it up, but if I had to look it up, I'm pretty sure that's what I'll find. I feel like the last time I looked it up, that's what I saw. So I'm speaking off the top of my head, but I'll tell you real quick. So you want to know about home dogs on the second leg of a back-to-back. Home dogs on the second leg of a back-to-back this season are covering 37-28 against the spread. That's 57%. But they are just 25-43 straight up. That's only 36%. They're losing by average of 3 points per game. So yeah, there you go. I know that's what you was looking at. That's home dogs this season. It looks like home dogs on the second leg of a back-to-back, it's only been 45 plus 23 is 68 games so far this season. So that's what I got for you there. Let me kick it to Henneman real quick. I know you've been up a couple times. Let me see if I can get Prolific up as well. And then we're going to get ready to get up out of here. Henneman, can you hear me, man?
Yeah, I can hear you, big dog.
What's going on? How you doing?
Bradley Beal tonight, man.
For real? I ain't know that. See, I hate that, bro.
The whole world is on Bradley Beal tonight, man. And I ain't gonna cap. My boy Porzingis is due. He homeboy said it earlier. He screwed us all on that half a point against the Pistons. And they got him at 23.5 points. It's minus 130, minus 129. Minus 129, 130, however you want to put it. Bro, Porzingis is going to go crazy tonight. He's going to go crazy tonight.
Hey, Anime, I can, when I think about myself personally, when I think about Porzingis, I think about real life gambling. Because he could come out there and go 2 for 8, or he could come out there and go 13 for 16 and hit 7 of 9 threes. You know what I mean? So he's a real life gamble. And if you really want to gamble, definitely, and if you're going to play him, go ahead and ladder him too.
Hey, he gave these boys 30 in December, at the end of December. He gave them 30 and 13, 3 for 6 from the 3-point line, 9 for 13. I just think he's just overdue at this point. And for the books to have him at 23.5, I swear they're telling on themselves.
Hey, it's nothing I can say to dispute that at all. Man, I can't, like, when it comes to Porzingis, bro, you love him or you hate him, and it's only for one night. Like either you love him for that night or you don't.
I've hated him
right.
For damn sure, but I think tonight he's going over.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't talk you off, bro. I could not talk you off, man. I hope you cash it. So, him, if you take him, so somebody asked about Gary Trent Jr. the other day when they were playing against, I forgot who the Raptors were playing against, but I say, if you like Gary Trent Jr., don't just take him at the 12.5 or the 11.5, whatever he was at. I was like, go ahead and put something on the 15 and the 22 because, boom or bust type players, you might as well get the most out of it, So if you take him, you gonna put a little sprinkle on the 25 and the 30 or no?
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do that, but I'm taking his over 23.5. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Dude has had 9. His last 3 games have been pitiful. He's had 9 points, 18, and 20. Hooked us on the last game. And the games before that, 24, 43, 22. I mean, he's got to give in.
So those last 3 opponents, I mean, he just played the Kings, right? Before the Kings, he played.
He didn't play the Kings.
Oh, he didn't play the Kings because he missed that game. You're right. So this is his first game back, so he should be a little rested too. So he played the Cavs, right?
He played Embiid on 3-12 at 9 points.
That's the game I was on him. That was last Sunday before last.
Then Detroit, he played 31 minutes and hooked us with 18 points. Or no, that wasn't the hook. Detroit, he had 18 points, 31 minutes, shot 5 for 15. And then Cleveland, he plays 32 minutes, 7 for 16. 1 for 5 for 3 with 20 points and 9 rebounds. Hooked us all.
Yep, that's what he does. NBA props in the chat said Porzingis can go for 19 and a quarter and quiet the rest of the game. For reference, KP had a good game against Orlando when Wendell Carter Jr. was out. For what it's worth. Okay, I like that. He said I was tempted by him, but don't need that variance. Should get a bump without Kuzma. But that's baked into the line. I agree. But yeah, if he goes over, man, he's definitely gonna crush this line. Porzingis get this at halftime if he's hot. So yeah, take with all that information and do what you want, man. I'm on Bill, but I couldn't talk anybody off Porzingis. I could not talk anybody off Porzingis. Kirby said, "Do you think Detroit goes under team total?" That's scary to take anybody under their team total against the Atlanta Hawks, but it's possible, Kirby. It's absolutely possible. I think Atlanta could go under their team total as well. Kind of broke that one down on Let's Cap earlier with my guy Ronald. Atlanta plays tomorrow. They got to get. I mentioned this earlier. They got to get on a plane right after this game and fly to Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves tomorrow in a game that I'm pretty sure DeJounte will be back for. So if Atlanta without DeJounte, I'm pretty sure Atlanta probably scores less points. And if Atlanta scores less points, Detroit probably scores less points. It shouldn't make the game closer. It should just make Atlanta offense, try to go a little bit more. So I like
Chris,
it. Yeah, what's up?
Hey, what was up with Trae Young last game? I know he only played like 25 minutes and only had 9 points. Was he hurt or anything?
I saw him just dishing. I watched it. I was going back and forth in that game. I watched most of the first quarter. They was splashing in the first quarter. I think they had like 40. At halftime they had 80. But he was just more so facilitating, like getting everybody else involved. And then in the fourth quarter, when San Antonio was making their run, I saw him just miss the shots that he shot, and I saw DeJounte also miss the shots that he shot. So it seemed like they just couldn't buy a basket in the second half. Should be a good game for him. I couldn't talk anybody off his points plus assists in this one too.
Oh yeah, 40 and a half is so juicy, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, he cooks them. I know that they beat them earlier this year, 130-105. I think that game was in Atlanta. I'm sorry, it was in might have been in Denver. I think they had the back-to-back series in Denver. I think I was on Atlanta in the first half in that one. They ended up losing, I think.
I like him getting to the line 7 times tonight. I don't know if anybody's on PrizePicks, but you can throw that out there. I do got him going to the line 7 times tonight.
Betting his free throws over?
You said what?
Betting his free throws over?
Yeah, betting his free throws over.
What's the line? Yeah.
Huh?
What's the line?
7.
7.
7 even.
Okay. So if he gets 7, you win?
Yeah, it's 7 free throws made. So he just needs to go to the line. What's that? 4-2, 4-6. He needs to go to the line 4 times to hit 7 free throws.
Got you. Or and one on a 3-pointer or something.
Exactly. So he went 5 for 8 last time he played Detroit from the line. Give or take this a couple. But he had DeJounte. I think with his usage going up tonight, I mean, he should hit that easy.
Yeah. No, I agree. Real quick, what up to my guy Sam in the chat? Let's see. Sid said I've never won $1 on Porzingis or Pascal. Sean said Nets team total under with Allen in. That's the only way I would look, Sean. I know that the Nets are due for a win, but it might not be this game. It might not be this game. Not with the Cavs coming to town. Cavs play really, really well as road favorites as well. They don't necessarily score that many points, but they don't give up a lot of points. So I know Caleb mentioned the under in this game. I like the full game under 218.5 as well. I didn't play it, but I think it's a strong look there. And I couldn't talk you off of that Nets team total under as well, Sean. This team's been struggling to score. They struggled to get to their points against the Denver Nuggets the other day. And we know Denver is not nearly as strong of a team as the Cleveland Cavaliers are. And I think the Cavaliers have kind of turned it on, kind of getting ready for the postseason. If you listen to the post-game interviews, you hear, a lot of the guys kind of talk about it. Karis LeVert talked about it recently. Also, Donovan Mitchell talked about it recently as well. Scotty said Trae Young was a game-time decision on Sunday with that knee injury. I forgot about that. He was, but he looked fine, though. He looked fine. I like the under, though, Sean. I do like the under. He said he's locking that in, so couldn't talk anybody off that under team total for the Nets. I think my guy Ronald was on it as well when we talked this morning, earlier today. So, yeah, best bets for me, man. It's a lot to like tonight. He said he got 4 units on it. Okay. Hey, best of luck, Kirby. I hope you cash it, man. Best bets for me tonight. Hold on real quick. Light card for me today. Only thing I'm on right now is Wendell Carter Jr., 13.5 points, plus 8 rebounds is a minus 111 on FanDuel. If you put those two things together, NBA props Eddie on that. Centers have been eaten versus the Wizards front court. No Kuzma helps the rebounds. I like it, prop. I like it. Wendell Carter Jr., over 13.5 points and plus 8 rebounds to go with it. Real quick, let me get Mitch up real quick. I think he requested earlier. Let me get Mitch up, then we're gonna get up out of here. I'll go over my only 2 plays I got for today, and then go over some leans that I have as well. If anybody wants to tell, do it responsibly, man. Like I said, I got smacked yesterday. I got killed by the books yesterday. I don't think you're gonna be able to connect, Mitch. It's just spinning right now. I don't know if your connection's strong enough. Yeah, don't look like it's gonna let you connect, Mitch. But like I said, only what I'm on is Atlanta first quarter minus the 4.5. I think they come out strong, fast, early in this game. Also, Bradley Beal over his 26.5 points. Couldn't talk anybody off Porzingis, pivoting to Porzingis, but I did play Bill over his 26.5 points. Other things that I talked about that I like on the show, for people who may have already been kind of leaning that way, were the Washington Wizards and the Orlando Magic first half to go over 111. The Spurs team total to go under 109.5. And the Pelicans actually to win their first quarter as well against a shorthanded New Orleans Pelicans team. A shorthanded San Antonio Spurs team. So they're 4.5 as well in the first quarter. And then the Cavs minus the 3, but that line has definitely moved now. And then I talked about in that last game, looking at the Clippers team total over 121.5. Just thinking that OKC is going to play fast pace. And the Clippers can score. I do think that the Clippers will be able to score today. they should be able to get whatever it is that they want against this OKC team on the road that really struggles to play defense. So those are the top looks for the day. I know somebody mentioned it earlier, 10 games on the card tomorrow. A lot to talk about. I will be doing the morning show, Cashed It with Chris, in the morning at 7 a.m. So you guys be sure to tune in with me there. If you guys are new to the Twitter space, make sure to follow me on YouTube as well. You guys will see the link. It's the last tweet on my timeline. So you guys can always tap in with me on YouTube. In the morning, I just do shows on YouTube. It's not a Twitter space. It's at 7 a.m. Eastern time. But I will be back tomorrow for the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show. Probably have a few looks as well with a 10-game card. Hopefully it's more to like than the slate that we have tonight. So I'll dive in tonight and have the morning show at 7 a.m. Be sure to tap in with me there. Best of luck to everybody on all the action that they have tonight, man. I hope you guys cash. Talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm out.